Welcome again, guys. This is Miss T. Please, if you are here, you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So in this video, it's a follow-up. Um, Please check the previous video on question 3. Now I'll be doing the May-June 2022 paper 1 maths question 4 in this video. All right. So in the question 4, you need to be able to know your exponential functions, substituting the points, solving for constants, the graph transformation, the vertical shifts, the reflection or the stretches. You need to be able to know by now how to find the intercepts, right? And the inverse functions, switching variables and using the logarithmics, right? And especially the base of fraction of 1, which is actually 1/3. So this is written in LaTeX manner, okay? So question 4, this is question 4. We are going to be dealing with a graph, right? A graph of g of x that is equals to a into 1/3, right, to the power x plus 7, and it passes through the point of E, which is -2 and 10, which is our vertex, okay? So, right, we're going to start with 4.1 in this case. What we're going to do, it's just straightforward to be substitute the coordinates, right, into the equation to find the unknown, then we solve. So remember in this case, when we're saying g of x, g of x, it's the same as saying y is equals to a plus 1 times 1/3 to the power x plus 7, right? And we are given that the vertex is on -2 and 10. Okay, so now we're going to substitute x and y. So our y in this case is 10 is equals to a times 1/3 to the power -2. Okay, plus 7. So you can put this in the calculator, right? And you are going to, but again, just putting this in the calculator might not help. So it's better you simplify. Better you simplify. Okay. So let's simplify together. So in this case, I'm going to use my exponential laws, right? Okay, so this will be 1 to the power -2/3 to the power -2 plus 7. So remember, according to the laws, right? Anything 1 to the power anything, it's still going to be 1. All right. And then, remember when we reciprocate, right? A denominator with a negative exponent, that means we are going to have it as 3 to the power 2. From the denominator to the numerator, okay? Plus 7. So now I'm going to transpose to have 10 minus 7, which is equals to a, which is times 9. So we're going to have 3, that is 9a. So I'm going to divide both sides by 9, and my a will be 1/3, okay? So that's your a for 3 marks. How are you going to be marked? You're going to be marked by substituting the right values, simplifying in the last mark, okay? Let's jump to 4.2. So now we need to calculate the coordinates of the y-intercept of g, right? Remember, the y-intercept is where x is equals to 0, all right? The y-intercept of g, right? And that means we will substitute 0 into g of x, right? Using the value of a. So if you get 4.1 wrong, you are going definitely trust me, you're going to get 4.2 wrong. Okay. So when we say the coordinates of the y-intercept of G, we are saying y is equals to G of 0. Okay. Right? So meaning that our y will be equals to, what is our a? 1 over 3 into 1 over 3 to the power 0, when x is 0, plus 7. So remember, any number to the power 0, whether it's a million to the power 0, we are going to get 1. Okay? So meaning that I'm going to get, okay, I'm going to multiply here by 3 over 3, and I'm going to have 22 over 3, which in this case can be 7 over 3. So meaning that when x is 0, y is 22 over 3. All right, so going to get a mark. You're going to get a mark for substituting 0 and finding the answer. Okay. So now we're coming to 4.3, whereby we have h of x, that is into 1 over 3 all to the power x, okay? So now we have to describe the translation from g to h, determine the equation of the inverse of h in the form of y, okay? So now when we speak of translation, we are saying that there was a shift, right? And in most cases, when we deal with transformation, is that there is a shift within the quadrants in the graph, right? And most cases, the graph will remain with its shape or with a different shape, but there is a shift. Okay, so now in this case, when we look at h of x, right? Let me just rewrite this. Which is, so h of x is equals to 1 over all to the power x. Okay, so now when you look at this, the graph transformation, we see that there's a vertical shift of +7, which is shifting up, right, on g of x. Now, for us to go to h of x, there was a shift whereby the actually b with this, which is the y-intercept, was shifted. And for us to remove 7, we need to minus by 7. Okay? So now, for us to minus by 7, that means there was a translation 7 units down. All right? And then on the axis, right, there was a translation by unit 1 to the right. Okay? So I would say translation the right and 7 downwards. Okay, so how will you be marked for this? You'll be marked for mentioning 1 unit to the right and 7 units down. So remember, when we are shifting from left to right, we are shifting the x-axis, and up and down is the y-axis. Now question 2, which is the second question, 3.2, we have to determine the equation in the inverse of h in y. So to find the inverse, we have to switch. Remember, it's an inverse. We have to switch x and y, then we solve for y. So in this case, as I'm showing here, we are going to swap them, whereby from y is equals to into 1 over 3 to the power x, we're going to have x is equals to 1 over 3 to the power y. So it's an inverse, right? So then we are going to have it, the final answer will be as a log is equals to, y is equal to log of 1 over 3x. Base 1 over 3x, okay? Or another way we can write this as an inverse, we can write as y is equals to negative log of base. Next, okay? So that's how you will be marked. Okay, so that's you'll be marked. Let me just say, you'll be marked for swapping x and y and finding the final answer. All right, so this is the end of question 4. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. The next video, we are doing question 5, May, June 2022.